pretty big guy. What's the real strength of your game?
Definitely my speed. Play with speed, try and be physical, get in on the forecheck, and try to shoot the puck if I get it.
How'd you find out about the call upon?
Ryan Hardy called me. Just gave me a call last night, congratulated me on Player of the Week, and then just said you're going to be going up tomorrow and practicing. And I was pretty excited.
Any promises about playing, or is it just get yourself acclimatized here at this point?
Kind of just get in with the group right now. No real decisions have been made, but I'll be ready if one is made.
Who was the first call after you found out?
My dad. Let him know I was going. He's pretty excited. I talked to him earlier in the day, actually, just about my last week playing with the Marlies, and called him right away, and he was ecstatic and super excited for me, and then called my mom next, and she was just as excited.
If it is tomorrow, folks will be in the building?
They're looking at flights. They're in Alberta right now, so it's not easy on short notice, but they're going to try and make it.
You're from Wainwright?
Yeah, Wainwright.
How big is that?
About 5,000 or 6,000 people. Pretty small.
What are your parents' names?
Connie and Cecil.
Connie, C-O-N-N-I-E.
Yeah. And
Cecil, C-E-C-I-L.
yeah, nailed it. No problem. No problem.
What did you envision your NHL debut like?
It's pretty hard to picture, that's for sure. Just excited to hopefully get on the ice in a game at one point here, whether that's tomorrow or in the future this season or whenever. Just excited to skate and be a part of it and hopefully get a win.
Can you talk about the journey? I mean, you're 26. You went through 4 years of college, then 2 years pro in the minors. What's it been like to get to this point?
Yeah, it's part of the grind. Some guys' paths are different than others. I was super thankful to get into this organization, and they've put their trust in me so far and tried to develop me and give me every opportunity to succeed. So it's definitely been hard at times, so you have that self-doubt, but recently it's been working out for me, and I'm super excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Best on the team, the big team.
Not a lot of guys. I mean, hanging out with them in the summer, like Mo was around quite a bit. Muzz was around most of the summer. I feel like I kind of know everybody just a little bit, not too close with anyone just yet. It's nice to see Carl Dahlstrom out here skating. Played with him last year, so it was good to chat with him.
Did anyone come up today on the ice, give you any advice or congratulate you or say anything?
Nothing too crazy, just guys kind of excited to see me here, and they're saying, like, good job getting here, like, congrats on Player of the Week down with the Marlies, so it's all pretty good.
When you talked a long time ago about kind of practicing at center, what was that look like for you at practice today?
Yeah, I mean, played center a little bit throughout my career, but yeah, it's nice to get in the middle sometimes. I mean, get a little bit more puck touches, but we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Is it a big adjustment, like when you are like at a wing for a long period of time and then kind of have to adjust the responsibilities?
It may be a little bit defensively, but offensively, I think it's the same.
A lot of your teammates have talked about the steps you've made defensively this year and kind of carried over from last year. Do you think that kind of helps in terms of that adjustment should you get the call?
Yeah, for sure. I think, being better defensively on a wing helps also, like when you get a call into center. So, I'm not too worried about it.
Well, people say Nylander's playing on a different level this year. What do you think when you hear that?
Yeah, no, I agree. This is somewhere where I saw myself where I could be, and I still think that I could be doing a little better. So we'll see where we end up.
What do you think has brought you to that level of maturity, growth?
Yeah, growth. I think more consistency, like trying to add that into my game every game I play. I think maybe past couple games I haven't been playing the best. To my ability, but so I'll try to get back to my game.
You're not going to the All-Star game. You don't strike me as a guy that necessarily would care about that, but do you? Would you go?
Yeah, if they asked me, I would go. But not really thinking about that right now. That's not on my important list.
Sheldon, you have an update on Austin?
Yeah, just a maintenance day for him. We'll see where he's at going into tomorrow, but nothing we're too concerned about at this point.
But there is some concern that he might miss tomorrow's game?
We'll see where he's at tomorrow.
What about TJ Brody? Looked fine on Saturday, but was something bothering him that he?
Yeah, like I had alluded to, he has been playing through something. He got a few extra tests done yesterday, and it's something that's just going to require a little bit of time to settle. So I think rather than him continuing to play through that, we're just going to get him on the IR and give him some time to recover.
Do you have an idea on the length of time?
Nothing too long.
Can
you be more specific? Upper, lower?
Yeah, it's a rib injury for Brody. Yeah.
What,
Yeah, not related to anything he went through previously.
what allowed Bobby McMann to get this opportunity?
Well, the first thing is that he's a player that we really like. You know, he was signed. I don't know what it was, the end of last season or off season or whatever it was, but a guy that we were really excited about coming into camp and really wanting to see him compete for a spot. I didn't think he had as good a camp as we were hoping for, or maybe that he was hoping for even, which maybe showed the fact that despite he's an older player, that was his first NHL camp with us. He wasn't in camp the year before and had a great season with the Marlies, and had the injury early season this year, and then since he's come back, it just seems like he's hit the ground running and has really found his game. Obviously, player of the week, coming off a huge week. So the fact that we had a roster spot to be able to call someone up, it just made a lot of sense. Well, he's got that positive momentum there to bring him back and get him in our mix.
There was a time in this league that if you didn't make it by 21 or 22, maybe even 23, that was it, right? Teams gave up on you. That's all obviously changed. Salary cap, maybe something. What do you see about giving players their chances in their mid-20s for the first time?
I think the margins for winning are so thin. You're trying to get just 1% better wherever you can. So I don't think age or draft status or contract status really comes into play as much, and you're just trying to get better. And in terms of us, we've, with the Marlies, the faith that we have in that group there, and the ability that we've had here to get players on AHL contracts and get them in a lot of ways, like free draft choices, kind of bring them in, get them in their program. And no matter of contract status, we treat guys as though they're part of our organization. And in Bobby's case, he's in here, last couple off seasons, he's training in here, he's with our guys, he's with the group, and you can see the development. And they end up being great AHL players, and then show that they have NHL potential. So here we are, and I don't know his status. Obviously, his situation will be connected to Austin, and we'll take it from there. But just like I said, with him not having a training camp with us previously, having this experience to come in here and be a part of our group, I think kind of helps him further along in the event that we're able to put him in.
Is there one area in Willie's game that you've seen bigger steps than others, Sheldon, or is it all around him?
I think it's just greater consistency. He hasn't had the real lulls or dips in his game, and when he has, he's brought it back real quick, and that's really what it's about. It's never been a question of his ability, and we've all known him to be a great player and a guy that can carry play and create offense and finish. He's doing it with greater consistency this year, so that's why he's been such a great player for us, and really like a lot of things about his game, and he's earned everything that he's gotten for sure.
Do you see more patience in his game when he has the puck on the stick?
I'm not sure. I think he's always been a guy that I don't think has had an issue with that. Lots of poise, very good through the neutral zone. I don't think I've seen anything necessarily different about his game that way, except that just it's happening more frequently. And maybe within that comes greater confidence and swagger to just hold on to it and do your thing. So I think you're just seeing it a little more frequently, but I think he's always had that ability, and he certainly has displayed it a number of times.
How do you feel Gio and Timon's skill sets complement each other?
Well, I think Gio, first of all, has shown the ability to pair well with anyone, with regardless of skill set and a variety of different experiences and skill sets and all of that. So that gives us confidence that no matter who we put him with, he can help them out. And in Timon's case, he's a guy that has shown that if he touches the puck in our end, it's usually going to end up on our stick and help us get out of our end quickly. I think that helps Gio's game. So to that end, it's a good pairing. There's some things that we were looking for in terms of how it might match up, and I thought through that one game, we liked what we saw, so we'll continue with it. But anytime you lose a guy like Brody out of your lineup, like we've seen previously, Dean in the back end is going to move things around and play players in different spots and with different partners and such. But in terms of how we'll start and how we'll line up, we like this mix.
Is this as deep a defensive core as you've had since you've been here?
I think that's fair to say. I mean, obviously, losing a guy like Muzz takes a big chunk out of your lineup there for sure. But as we've seen, I mean, I don't know how many defensemen we've played this season, 10, 11, 12. So we've utilized a lot of guys, and they've all stepped up, and we've talked about how we didn't have Carl Dahlstrom available, and still don't have him available. That's another guy that looks like he'll come into the mix at some point. So in terms of the depth, both that's here with the 8 that we have right now, 7 now with Brody out, but plus the guys with the Marlies, we've got great confidence in them, and more importantly perhaps is just our team game has propped up everybody.